students, has like faculty members, and so it's like really great to have that kind of intergenerational communication and connection. So thank you for coming. I'll talk a little bit about kind of like the Palestine protests and organizations that have been going on campus. I'm sure you guys have been hearing about the college campus encampment, and so I'll talk a little bit about the ones that have happened here on Earth. So I was a freshman in 2023, and so after October 3rd, 2023 happened, there was already a lot of protests and a lot of organizing that was happening on campus. A lot of them were surrounded around Seder Gate. There was a lot of kind of like physical posters and kind of banners, as well as a lot of auditory kind of speakers and things. So you would be a big presence if you're like walking on campus. And then later on in second semester, in like kind of April, May 2024, there was the setup of in-campus. So this is kind of in solidarity with the other college campuses across the country. I'm sure you guys know about Columbia and also UCLA. Those are like really prevalent examples. The one here at UC Berkeley was honestly, I think it was very well organized. There was definitely tension, but not as much as like the ones on other campuses. One of the main purposes of the encampment was to raise awareness about the genocide happening in Gaza, and so a lot of the demands from these college campus organizations were one, recognition of this happening in Palestine, two, divestment from a lot of the companies that are contributing to Israel's military, and then three, keeping campus students safe as well. So those are kind of the demands, but although that was kind of happening during that time, the campus here on Berkeley campus was only here around April and May. I think over the summer it kind of died down, and there was a lot of campus security that was coming to down. It wasn't really consistent with fall during my sophomore year. So that was kind of last year. And then some kind of current event things that have been going on. CS lecturer on Berkeley campus, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of him. He's currently on a hunger strike in solidarity to bring awareness to the starvation happening in Palestine right now. And so a lot of that has been happening. And then also there's been the release of 160 student names, student staff names from the Department of Education, which is honestly very alarming because that kind of is a huge infringement on the freedom of speech for students, faculty, anyone involved on the campus. So those are some kind of things that have been happening right now. So I think just one of the big takeaways of this is that there is still student organizing happening on campus, and I really appreciate your guys to come out and have this kind of conversation together with us. And so now I'll have Alicia kind of talk about ethnic studies,
So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the ethnic studies department and what they currently do, since we heard a lot from Evelyn about how it got founded by the Third World Liberation Front back in 1969. But currently, the ethnic studies department is a really big department. It's one of the most prominent in the U.S. On a college campus. Their main mission is to deliver students with a complex education about race, and also to uplift those of diversity community, as well as fight for social justice, as they did arise out of a social justice movement. And they also offer more. It's not just the ethnic studies major and minor, but the ethnic studies department is also includes the Asian American and Asian Diaspora Studies Department, or major and minor, the Chicanx and Latinx Studies Department, and the Native American Studies major and minor, as well as the Comparative Ethnic Studies major and minor. And there's also a summer minor that students can take about race and law, which is really cool. I'm personally a gender and women's studies major, but I have interacted a lot with other ethnic studies students and professors through my department, so it's a really great department, and they are always looking for ways to not only help their students learn more, but also help people on campus in general, and help with social justice issues. They also are Studies initiative. For those who don't know, starting I believe this school year, the 2025 to 2026 school year, it's now a requirement for California high school students to take an ethnic studies class in order to graduate. I think it's now part of the HND requirements. So since 2022, the UC Berkeley Ethnic Studies Department has been providing Bay Area high schools and just high schools throughout California with free resources in order to help them shape that curriculum. Personally, I think it's really great. When I was in high school, I went to a predominantly white and conservative high school in Southern California. So I was actually part of the group at my high school back in 2021 and up until 2023 when I graduated that was, I guess, protesting and demanding that an ethnic studies course be added to our high school. And a lot of the resources that UC Berkeley offers and this department that they formed is a lot of the reason why students like myself were able to take charge like that. And we got an ethnic studies class implemented at our high school. Similar to UC Berkeley, we received a lot of pushback, and I'm sure they still continue to receive a lot of pushback. But ethnic studies is now here to stay by law, especially for high schools. But yeah, I think the ethnic studies department, when I came here, I was worried it would be similar to my high school where there was pushback from a lot of, like the school and the parents and things like that, and not all the students were in support. It was a very small group of us in our high school. It felt like about 20 to 30 of us in like a 3,000 person high school. So coming here, it was almost like a little culture shock to see how many people were in the department, and also just people who aren't in the department who are very in support of the department. And also to see how a lot of the ethnic studies faculty, they're really great, and they're really passionate about not only teaching their students, but defending them and protecting their rights. Currently, with all the ICE raids that have been happening, not just in the ethnic studies department, but in departments across campus, faculty have been putting up signs designating their classes as private spaces so that ICE is not allowed to enter, and they are always looking to protect their students in that way. But if you're interested in learning more about what the Ethnic Studies Department currently does, they have a website with a lot of information on their undergraduate and graduate programs, and there's also a page where you can donate if you're interested in supporting the research that graduate and undergraduate students are doing and they're learning. And then I just quickly wanted to talk a little bit about NSU, because I'm the current president, but I think that NSU is a big part now of the Japanese American history here at UC Berkeley, as we are like we are the biggest Japanese student association on campus. We were founded officially in 2002 as the Nikkei Student Union, but it started as a social club decades ago. I don't know the exact date. I think it was around the 80s maybe. If anyone here knows, would love to learn. But it was originally a social club called Tomodachi, but now it is the Nikkei Student Union, and we have hundreds of members, and we do a lot of cultural events, not just for Japanese students, but also for anyone who is interested in learning about Japanese American history, such as we do a Day of Remembrance ceremony every year, as well as Mvmt. We hosted our first one right down there on the Lower Style Plaza, which was super fun. And I think the work that NSU does is just a great indicator of how Japanese American students have and continue to be an integral part of UC Berkeley campus and its history. So yeah, it's really great that you guys are all here today to learn about it, and really honored to be here with all of you.